Let's go, bro. I'm with it, man.
Yo, I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped because I mean, you changing the game. You've changed the game, man.
Yeah.
And you got Logitech.
Yeah.
Logitech? What is that?
Yo, you know, so what's so funny is a lot of the people at Logitech that I work with, they used to work at NVIDIA.
Okay.
And stuff like that, right?
Okay.
So when they came over to Logitech, we was at E3.
Right.
And I was like, yo, I was shout out to my boy Ujesh, Curtis, Andrew, so many people over there. I was like, yo, we should partner up and do something dope together because they was launching their gaming brand, right? So Logitech, we know Logitech, but LogitechG was, you know, being born.
Right.
So in my mind, I was like, you know how it is in the hood, hip hop, everybody want to be a G. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was like, well, we could take that narrative and make it into a positive light. So instead of glorifying something that's negative, we could glorify something that's positive and use gaming as the guidance.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
And that takes us to your gaming and guidance.
Yeah. So we created this program called Gaming and Guidance because, so my boy Ujesh, right, he wanted to do something more important besides than just selling a bunch of mouse and keyboards and making millions of dollars that way. He wanted to impact the community. So he has 2 daughters, and they went online to play games, and they was met with racism out the gate. And it's kind of like, well, like, you can't change everybody, but what can we do on our end to create some sort of different narrative here and do something better? So I said, yo, let me handle that. Like, gaming and guidance is what I came up with. So in my situation, like my history, just to show off, you know, this is my belt right here, and this is my grandma.
Grandma
here,
Margaret.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Grandma
my grandma.
Margaret. Yes.
Yep. So she taught me how to play video games, you know, when I was 4 years old, you know, rest in peace. And one of the things that she taught me about games is the energy that I had towards games, she wanted me to have towards life. So she made a parallel that I never even saw, but when she did it, it gave me that understanding and it gave me that vision to go forward, even at a young age. So with video games, right, you got different levels, different objectives, different challenges before you beat the boss. Like, you know what I mean? But in life, you have the same exact thing. You got different levels, different challenges, different objectives and things like that. So when she made me understand the parallels, it gave me a different energy towards life because of my passion of games. So I was like, wow. So at a young age, I had that. And then, you know, going through ups and downs, you know, along the way, especially coming from the hood in Brooklyn, you know, crack valves on a corner, all types of stuff like that. I was able to hold on to something. She gave me something to hold on to. So now in my adult life, I understand how important this is for a lot of the kids coming up and just people in general. You know what I'm saying? Because you can get older, but it doesn't mean you grow up.
Yes.
You understand? So you have to grow up in the process. So with Logitech, that's what we created with Gaming and Guidance. There's 4 different layers. One layer is a 90-minute assembly that we do where we get the kids to play an esports battle. Then we have some real talk in the form of a panel discussion, but it's not us talking to them. It's them telling us how they feel so we can actually provide the guidance based on what they feel.
Wow.
So it's different. And then we have another layer of gaming and guidance where we actually go visit people's houses. We go to them. That's called checkpoint. So we drive to their house and would, you know, talk with them, talk with the family, get them set up in games and have real conversations with them. So that's another layer. Then another layer is one community where we got the elderly, we got the kids, we got the teenagers, we got cops, we got everybody together. But the unique thing that we do, shout out to Khadijah in the 103rd precinct, what we do is we they have it set up to where there's answers to certain questions. And based on your answer, you go to that group. And what's so interesting is a cop may have the same answer as a kid, but that kid normally don't like the cop, but yet y'all would do the same thing in this situation. So you're really not as different as you thought you was, but when you have a conversation and you have this open dialogue, you can see how better we are together. That's the goal, one community. And then the final layer of gaming and guidance is the virtual version of it, where, you know, we utilize scenes from different video games as teachable moments in real life. So to give you an example, there's this game called The Division. Now, we outside right now with masks on and everything. The Division literally has that in the game. So now think about it, right? Let's say you rob somebody to help your family. It's like, naturally, this isn't in you. That's not what you want to do, but you're in survival mode. And the game teaches you, like, even if you're in survival mode, a lot of sacrifice comes along with it. And with that sacrifice, you hurting somebody to help somebody, that doesn't cancel out because you got to pay for what you did. So the cycle continues on. So that's what it is, man. Gaming and guidance, man. I'm very excited about that, and we're going to take it even further.
It's interesting because earlier today I was talking to Erin from the Esports Future Rock Podcast Network, and she is doing an amazing job. So she was telling me that there was a young man, it might be 14, and he was going through some things and trying to figure out what to do. And I said, gaming and guidance. I said, we got to talk to HipHopGamer about that, because I said I don't think there's too many organizations out there addressing the needs of kids in the hood or inner city kids around gaming and video games. It's looked upon as negative in a lot of spaces, not just in urban communities, but just in general. What makes your program different from what you see out there in terms of addressing the needs of young people, especially kids that come from the communities that you come from?
Because I lived it. That's the difference. See, the thing is, a lot of people would see something, but most people didn't grow up that had a grandmother or somebody encourage them into games and use games as a teaching tool and stuff like that. Most kids was taught not to play the game because it ain't going to amount to nothing. So in my situation, I lived it, so I'm able to speak to it in a way that they can't. Right. So I have a major analogy, bro. I always look at my business like how I look at PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo. If I want to play Mario, I got to go to Nintendo exclusively. If I want to play, God of War and Uncharted and stuff, I got to go to PlayStation exclusively. With Xbox, even though you have the PC as well, but with Xbox, if I want to play Gears of War, I got to go there. You know what I'm saying? Halo, I got to go there. So what does HipHopGamer bring to the table? You know what I'm saying? So my goal was always to be a one of one. In everything that I do, I'm the only person that could do it the way I do it, and I know that and recognize that. Yes. So I want to encourage other people to understand that everybody have their own fingerprint in this world. Right. What does your fingerprint represent? Right. What do you do that only you can do? And when you turn that into some sort of value, then you can have something exclusively that you can deliver. Yes. Period.